Hello, and welcome to our English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Yulia, and today we will be talking about learning English. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, this podcast is for you. We'll cover everything from grammar and vocabulary to idioms and cultural insights. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Our first segment is called Grammar in Action, where we'll be looking at a common grammar point and seeing it in use. Today's grammar point is the present continuous tense, which is used to talk about actions that are happening now. Example: I am currently recording this podcast. As you can see, the present continuous tense uses a form of the verb to be followed by the present participle of the main verb. Let's try another example. Example: She is watching TV at the moment. Great job. Now let's move on to our next segment. In Vocabulary Corner, we'll be looking at a new word or phrase in each episode and exploring its meaning and usage. Today's word is colloquial, which means informal or conversational. Example: the language used in text messages is often colloquial. Colloquial language can be different from formal language, so it's important to know when to use each. Let's try another example. Example: he has a colloquial way of speaking that makes him very approachable. Excellent. Now let's move on to our next segment. Idiom of the Day is our segment where we explore a new English idiom and its meaning. Today's idiom is "the ball is in your court," which means it's your turn to take action or make a decision. Example: I've sent him an email, so now the ball is in his court. It's a great way to express that you've done your part and now it's someone else's turn. Let's try another example. Example: she asked me out on a date, so now the ball is in my court to plan something fun. Fantastic! Now let's move on to our final segment. In Cultural Insights, we'll be exploring different aspects of English-speaking culture and how they relate to language learning. Today, we're going to talk about British tea culture. In Britain, tea is a way of life. It's not just a drink, it's a social event. Afternoon tea is a tradition that dates back to the 19th century and involves drinking tea, eating sandwiches, and indulging in sweet treats like scones and cakes. If you ever find yourself in Britain, be sure to try out afternoon tea. It's a great way to experience British culture and practice your English conversation skills. That's all for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed learning about grammar, vocabulary, idioms, and cultural insights. Be sure to tune in next time for more English language learning. Don't forget to follow us on social media platforms for more language learning resources. Thanks for listening.